So when it comes down to snake mites, preventing snake mites, actually killing off all the snake mites, there's a number of different ways you can do it. Loads of different home remedies, loads of little products and sprays and all this sort of stuff. There's loads of things you can actually do. But there's one surefire way that you can kill off every single mite, including all the dead mites, the eggs, absolutely everything, with one product and one product only. You put it in the enclosure, it just eats off all of the mites, and this product, predatory mites, basically that's what we're going to go on about today. These are the Taurus brand and they're absolutely amazing. You get that sort of much tub just there, take the lid off, sprinkle it inside your snake enclosures. This can be used as a preventative measure or as in killing off snakes. Now I've just got a brand new snake in this enclosure just here, Attenborough, my green tree python. If you want to see that, click on the video before. He's currently in that jar there having a bath because he's had a bad shed, and he's only been here for 3 days. We expected him to go to a bad shed. That's what that is down there. This stuff is basically predatory mites. You are adding mites into the enclosure. These will feed off all of the mites that are in there. So doesn't matter whether they're on the snake, in the substrate, in the decor, in the plants, absolutely anywhere. These will die off on their own accord when they run out of food. So they will eat all and every single last mite that's inside the enclosure if there is mites in that enclosure. If there's no mites in there, then they'll just die off. It's a preventative measure that way. They will just die off as soon as they've got no food left. Now, if you are using it in a bioactive enclosure like I'm going to do, after about a week or so of using these, you might want to start adding in a rejuvenated colony of cleanup crew, just in case these decided to feed on the cleanup crew. But they will work perfect. I've got this jar here, and this is going to be used for Attenborough's enclosure, Charlie's enclosure, and Popcorn, my Carlson Glow boa constrictors enclosure, and Rosie, my boa constrictors enclosure just there. This tub will do all of them quite happy. It says on the back of the tub here, it lasts up to 7 enclosures. This, you will not be able to buy these from your local pet shop. And why is that? These don't have a shelf life. Like I say, these die off when they run out of food. Inside this container, they don't have any food. So we want to get this, you have to pre-order it online, go to your local reptile shop, get them to pre-order it. As soon as it comes in, they will contact you, you will get it, get straight home, add it into your enclosures. Doesn't matter how much, just sprinkle it straight in. You can stick the whole tub in there if you so want to. These are not going to damage your snake in any way, shape or form. They can be used with lizards as well if lizards do get mites. Mites on snakes, they can get underneath the skin, between the scales, in the eyes, under the lips. They feed off the blood of the animal, but they can also pass on pathogens, infections, all that sort of stuff to your animal. So as soon as you spot one, you want to start getting it done. This is the surefire way to do it, as quickly and as carefree as possible. Most of the other ways can consume of giving them a bath in dish soap and other preventative measures. But then you've got to keep constantly keeping an eye on them, trying to search through the animal, trying to find more mites, and you're constantly worried, oh my god, is there any more? Was there any in the substrate? Was there any in the decor? With this, it's carefree. You put it in, job's a good one, fannies your aunt, it does it. Let's go and start adding it into some of these enclosures. It's a simple case of just take the lid off, it's a load of powder. Inside that powder is where you're going to find all the mites. And this is Attenborough's enclosure. Attenborough's in this tub just here having a bath, and it's just a simple case of sprinkle some around. Now, none of my animals do actually have mites at the moment, or I've not seen any mites, but we have just got a new animal, so it's better to do the preventative measure just in case. Once you can see all the powder has just all been dropped in there. Now, once they've done their work for around about a week or so and they start dying off, we're just going to add another cleanup crew in, and the cleanup crew will eat all that bran that's just laying around there. Next up is Rosie, our angry boa constrictor. Now, as soon as I open the side door, she's going to just turn. You can see her head just there. I'm going to open it from the other side. She is assertive, shall we say. So I'm going to be quick with this one, but it's just a case of there we go. Just drop it in. They will do all the work for us. You can see how she's turned. Charlie, you can see Charlie, he's just out there. I can't wait to do his next big enclosure because he has got one massive enclosure coming up soon. We've got that full build to do. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Alright, again, sometimes it may get a bit compact. Give it a shake and go back in again. A little bit there, bit more over there, bit more over there. There we go. There's that one. Let's go do popcorn. Now for the bigger enclosures you want to use more. For the smaller enclosures use a little bit less. Like I say, these do not have a shelf life. If you just buy these to store them on your shelf, just in case you have mites, they're all going to die and they're not going to do their job. So as soon as you get them, you want to use the entire tub. Whether you put the entire tub in one enclosure because you've only got one snake, or whether you spread them out over 7 different enclosures, it's totally up to you. You can buy them in all different sizes and I'll link them down in the description down below. Popcorn's enclosure, popcorn's over the other side of the enclosure, having a good time with Buttermo Butterface. So again, this is our last snake, so we're just going to sprinkle these absolutely everywhere inside this enclosure. Done. The tub is empty. Throw that in the bin. If you have any good ideas on how you can clear snake mites easy and carefree, leave them in the comment section down below. Then anybody new here can go down into the comment section and check out all of your suggestions and try them out for themselves. And then you can just move on with your day, your week, totally carefree. Your animal will lose every single mite that's within his enclosure, if there is any in that enclosure. It's the best way to do it. Shall we put Attenborough back in his enclosure? If you don't know who Attenborough is, he's amazing.